On the 16th of August 2004, a major flood happened carrying 140 cubic metres of water per second down what is nothing normally more than a fast-running stream. The rain that fell over 8 hours caused 75 cars, 5 caravans and 6 buildings and several boats to be washed into the sea. If you have a Google for Boscastle before and after the floods, you'll realise just how incredible it is that nobody was killed on that day. On the day we visited, there was a significant northerly wind blowing. When standing at the top of the path looking out to the sea, it was challenging to stand up at, to say the least. Sorry for the shaky footage, but it really was that windy.
Jesus! You can only imagine what it must have been like when the floods came through that day. So when we were driving down, you come through a great big valley, and it was when they had that cloud burst and the water came through. And I think that in the distance, I think that might be the hotel that was almost washed away. Certainly must have been scary times.
The original plan was to maximise the majority of the places we wanted to visit on the north coast in the one day. Due to the strength of the wind we'd encountered at Boscastle, the group weren't so excited about visiting Tintangel Castle and walking across the recently completed bridge. We ended up giving Tintangel a bit of a miss. The next planned stop was Port Isaac, made famous in the ITV series Doc Martin, played by Martin Clunes. We drove down into the village and sat in a queue of 3 cars waiting for a parking spot. After sitting for around 20 minutes and watching people queue jump, we gave up and decided to move on to the next location. Considering we'd visited in early October, parking must be an absolute nightmare in peak season. The next visit we took is here to Padstow, home of the famous fish restaurant belonging to TV chef Rick Stein. People are known to travel many miles to eat at this restaurant, and he has become a major attraction in the town, making it known in the media as Padstow. Padstow is located on the estuary of the River Camel. Traditionally a fishing port, it is now far more dependent on its tourist industry. Once again, as a rain shower seemed imminent, we decided to go into a cafe for coffee and cake. After all, what else are you supposed to do under those circumstances? We screwed up a little bit this particular day. The little blue boat you can see exiting the harbour we thought was going to be a car ferry instead of only being for foot passengers. Saint Mawes is a lovely little place, well worth an hour or two walk around. Unfortunately though, we hadn't factored in sufficient time to walk up to the castle. From there, we needed to take the 6-mile drive up the coast, up the estuary, to the King Harry chain ferry. Be prepared to queue if you're going to go that way.
by the time we'd driven down the other side of the estuary to Falmouth, it had started raining and ended up being a walk around the shops with an umbrella in hand. Needless to say, we ended up in a coffee shop once again. Really like Saint Mawes. It's a lovely little place. The traffic's a bit of a sod. There's no parking spaces to speak of, and every time you walk around the street there's a car coming around the other corner, but this time of year it's not too bad. In the previous video we visited Charlestown and Foy. Click on the link at the end if you fancy looking at that.